Thank you both for joining us today.
Yep. All right. We're gonna get into questions.
Yes. We'd like to start with a question about training camp.
Yep.
This was obviously the media's first day at training camp. We're noticing a lot of differences in the rules that you guys are practicing with. Could you elaborate on those basic rule changes compared to last year?
Yeah. So just out of abundance of caution for player safety, we've eliminated the offensive line, defensive line, and just replaced it with a center and a designated rusher. You can rush as many people as you want, but it has to be behind a certain amount of yards. I think we decided on 10 today. We kind of changed up some of the punting rules. We lengthened the field. No more QB runs. But all the changes we made were more or less for player safety and fairness. Just, if we have like a bunch of big guys and they don't, we just want it to be a fair competition, especially in this first year of the expanded playoff bracket. So we're just trying that out today. Big shout out and thanks to the saxophones for bearing with us during that scrimmage. It was a lot of fun, a lot of great competition out there today.
And could you guys elaborate on how these rule changes have affected your strategy coming into this next year?
Coach Good?
Yeah, I mean, last year we were blitzing a lot. We were hard on the line. This year we don't have any, obviously, D-line. We've got like one blitz pass rush. So we're looking to make it a little bit of a more reserved defense in a way. So we're not going to throw a lot of blitzes out there. We're going to be more focused on the pass rush, so to say. Still focusing on the defense, rushing-wise, but deep threats, safeties, linebackers, cornerbacks. That's kind of what we're going to be focusing on going forward. Less about blitzing and being a little bit more aggressive on the line.
And we've got a more veteran team this year, so a lot of the changes we made were picked up pretty easily. We've got great players on both sides of the ball, so the strategy is more or less just kind of get our guys in positions where they can make those plays.
Thank you very much. Another important thing that I have noticed being at training camp, there's a lot more production in the run game, which is something that was quite lacking last year. Only one touchdown on the ground by Ben Goodman. How do you plan to get the running backs more involved?
Without going too deep into the scheme, we've got a great running back room this year. We have Mr. Eli Carl, off of IR this year, and we of course have our starting running back, Logan Mamarella, good to go. So we're definitely going to look to run the ball a lot, especially tackling is always an issue. I think there might be some weather conditions day of, so definitely prioritizing getting the run game going, getting the running back involved, maybe a little bit of pass pro as well. So expect to see a very involved backfield this season.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have any audience questions?
So just questioning about your role on the team, Coach Berger. So last year you were taking much more of a main quarterback role. You played a lot of snaps on the field. This year I saw you're taking much more of a coach role. You've been looking out for what your team's been doing. How do you expect transition to go in the game? How's it been different this year, taking more of a coach role? Just walking through that process.
Yeah, I think it's always a challenge to do something new. I think last year one of our issues was certainly the organization. We had 5 turnovers and not a lot of those turned into points. So I thought that we have a lot of talented players on our team. I have the utmost confidence in AJ and John to throw the ball. And so, this is my last year, so I really want to set the team up to have success after my tenure in the Virginia Tech Trumpet football team ends. So that's kind of where my mindset was there.
By setting up this coaching organization, you think in the future you'll continue this organization chart, kind of having some more coach roles?
Yeah, I think just the goal is to set up the system and to have the guys ready next year and be able to run the team on their own.
Speaking of the new system, let's talk a little bit more about this expanded playoff bracket. Normally, you guys are, of course, playing the one-game series against the Saxes. What challenges do you potentially see facing your team going into a more expanded and rigorous bracket?
Yeah, I think the weather definitely is going to play a part since we're going to do 2 games. Assuming we win that first game against a talented saxophone and combined trombone team, that would be a challenge for us because it's going to be cold. You know, the pep band atmosphere is going to be a little bit more muted just because of the weather. So we definitely anticipate challenges there, more places for us to get the run game involved. But we train to play in any conditions. So I'm confident that we'll have the depth and the ability to make it through and win the first bring the first championship home to the trumpet section.
Obviously, you guys put together a very effective passing game last year. You recorded 3 touchdowns through the air. How do you expect with a new quarterback room at the helm that you'll be able to maintain that production?
I think it's just getting him comfortable. AJ is a good player. He's got a good arm, good eye. He can go through his reads well and see who is open, who's not. He's good at decision making. Again, just being a little comfortable. Especially when you're getting that first play in, might be a little bit nervous, and there's a little bit of nerves even just at practice, getting things in the air, making passes, completing stuff. So I think once we get AJ going, maybe it's not immediately the first drive, right, but the second drive, the third drive, the fourth one, so on and so forth. He's going to get more comfortable, and he'll, really start to shine and do what he does.
And I think our wide receiver room, all of our receivers, down to our slots and even our center, these are guys that can get open. These are guys that can catch the ball in a large radius. So AJ and John both have a pretty big safety blanket. They don't necessarily have to play perfect to be perfect, basically. So as long as they're able to deliver the ball on time, I have trust that our guys are going to be able to get the job done.
The audience questions.
Mr. Berger, there was a really clutch throw that you had last season to Nyson Vaughn, and I just want to know, what were your thoughts on getting that play in, because it looked hectic down there?
Yeah, I think that's. I was just talking about our receiver room. I think when it comes to off schedule plays, off schedule throws, our guys are able to get open and to make plays, and they need to make them. So I have no doubt that they'll play us down to the wire. This is going to be a talented saxophone trombone team, and we're gonna have to play even better if we were to go on to the championship. I know the Tubas have a very talented quarterback, so if we were to face them, it's going to be a challenge. So I don't think we're going to be afraid to take it to the air and allow our deep threats like Mr. Vaughn to go out and do his thing.
We've talked about your first opponent a great bit. Obviously, you held a scrimmage with them today. What have you noticed about this opposing team that you feel you'll need to really prepare your guys for? And what is your relationship with them?
Yeah, obviously, this is a rivalry that dates back quite a while now. I think we're on the 5th year of the Brass Bowl. Obviously, having to combine some of the sections, it's going to be a saxophone plus trombone team. We have a lot of history with both those sections. I'm not exactly sure what their quarterback situation is, but if they go with Evan Boehner during scrimmage today, I was seeing a lot of honestly good stuff out of him. He was delivering accurate passes down the field. So I think as long as we can force him to stay a little more uncomfortable and keep him off balance, hopefully we're able to contain him pretty well. But yeah, I mean that's a long and storied relationship there that I'm looking forward to our game against them. That they always give us a good run for our money.
Do you guys have a projected starting lineup for the game yet?
We do.
We do. We're still in the process of finalizing it. We more or less know where people are. I don't know if you have a specific position you want to talk about, but we do have a general idea of who's going to be playing what.
Okay. Any audience questions?
One position I'll focus on. We got 2 starting linebackers right now. Do you have any idea who you'd like your 3rd linebacker to be?
Yeah. So to the best of my knowledge, James Martins is going to be unavailable for that first game, which does kind of put a bit of a question mark on there, because normally we would have Rahul play that outside linebacker, but we'll probably move Rahul down to corner and have John Reed across from him on the other side. So as far as that other linebacker position goes, we might lean on maybe a Solomon. We might put Noah in there. But that's definitely, that outside linebacker spot will be a bit of a question mark for us. But we also might drop that guy back into 3 high safety. So we might also just lean on Nyson for that. So it remains to be seen. Me and Coach Good will talk about it, but we'll have a plan ready to go.
Thank you.
Well, of course, without getting too in depth for obvious reasons, going into training camp, many members of the media have noticed that there's a very, very in-depth and very nuanced playbook that you've developed. What was the process of developing this? Is there anyone specifically that you look to for inspiration?
Yeah, we had a bit of a coaches and quarterbacks meeting a couple weeks ago, just to kind of talk about the formations that we wanted to do. I modified it a little bit on my own in my own time, and the playbook is ever evolving, but we just wanted to generally have similar looks to kind of make sure the defense is on their toes, and we threw a couple of extra little things in there that hopefully we can catch the opponent off guard with at some point. But yeah, that was kind of an internal meeting that we had regarding the playbook.
Any further audience questions? That's stupid.
Nope.
Okay, final question. Of course, you have, this is allegedly your farewell. Is this true for both of you?
This is it.
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, this will be my last time on a Virginia Tech Trumpet football team. So I'm hoping, I haven't yet lost. I'm hoping to keep that going. I think ending it, bringing a trophy home to the trumpet section would mean, I know it would mean a lot to me. I'm sure it would mean a lot to Coach Good. But just a lot of fun, a lot of competition. We're going to have a great charity event going as well. So just a great full band experience. I mean, these guys are just out here having fun, having a good time. It's always such a pleasure coaching them, playing with them. Yeah, it's why I come to band so early every day. It's just to throw the ball with these guys and have a good time. So not so bittersweet for me, just as it is kind of a final hurrah, as it were.
I second everything Brandon said. It's great to see everyone again. I haven't been in band this year, but being able to coach everyone and just kind of interact with everyone, feel that community, especially in the sports world, it's great. And I hope that once we're gone, everyone continues doing this, continues putting their foot forward and getting things done, whether it's on the field or off the field together, just bringing each other closer. Win or lose, we have fun. So.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the fans before the games begin?
Yeah, be there October 25th, November 9th. Be loud. Have your horns or don't. Charity this year, touchdowns for tots. So it's kind of a play on Toys for Tots. So bring a toy for children in need for Southwest Virginia. Be ready to support your trumpets because we got a lot of difficult opponents. I'd like to give a shout out to the Virginia Tech drumline, the tubas, the baritones, the saxes, and the trombones for joining us in the expanded playoff. Looking forward to playing. Hopefully, looking forward to winning. And thanks for all your support throughout the years of Virginia Tech Trumpets.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey, guys.
All right. Thank you very much, Ben and John, for joining us today. Wants to open up the floor with some pretty basic questions. Ben, obviously you're transitioning from a role as the quarterback into a full wide receiver role. What's that transition look like for you?
I'm just doing what's best for the team. They needed me to play quarterback last year. I stepped up and I did that. And this year we got players on that side of the ball, so I stepped down. Obviously they play better than me. I don't got that much of an ego, but I'm good at receiver, so I did that. I'm playing a lot of linebacker on defense too. I'm just going where they need me.
Speaking of linebackers, John, you had a historic performance last year. Last year, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, the Trumpets counted for 42 individual pressures on the quarterback. You were responsible for 15 of those, leading the defense. Do you expect the same production this year? And how do you change your strategy with the elimination of the offensive line?
Well, the elimination of the offensive line is definitely going to make things interesting. We definitely had like a more physical front last year, but now that we're playing more of this like zone coverage scheme in the back, I think we're going to see a lot more pressure come from like coverage sacks that you see. So I think right now we got some really good guys in the secondary. We got some good linebackers too, good communication. And so a lot of it's going to come from just covering guys and giving that rusher enough time to get to the quarterback.
All right, thank you very much. Ben Goodman, who do you model your game day fit after?
Myself. I do what I like.
It's a good answer. It's a good answer. And also, how confident are you in your QB1 and the rest of your offense?
I'm fully confident. AJ slinging it, he's doing great out there. And we also got John, QB2, just as good. We got two phenomenal quarterbacks out there. I have full confidence in each of them.
John, being the QB2 and, of course, one of the leading linebackers, what is your mentality going into the game with a pretty important role on both offense and defense?
You just got to keep things simple. If you try to get things a little complex, some guys are going to get confused. We got a good team. We don't really need to have these fancy schemes. We just got to go out there and play football. And so just making sure guys are staying to their assignments, that kind of stuff.
All right. Thank you both very much for joining us. Look forward to seeing you in the game.
Thank you.
Nice on. You had a pretty big year in the Brass Bowl last year. You were the Trumpets' #1 deep threat. Do you expect the same kind of production this year?
Hey, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing, using my team. We all played pretty good together, so I'm ready.
All right. Obviously, you're playing under the offense of a new quarterback this year. Do you have faith in your QB1?
I have faith in everybody on my team. We've been doing this for a while. We've had a bunch of practices together, so I got faith in everybody. They're not just my teammates, they're my family.
All right, thank you very much. Is there a specific professional wide receiver that you model your game after?
Ooh, honestly, nah. I do watch a pretty decent amount of football, so I don't have a particular player, but it's good to just see when I'm out, or watching with the homies. I see good wide receivers, so yeah.
All right. And lastly, during training camp, I noticed you were pretty involved on the defensive side of the ball. Do you think that during this tournament that will be the case? And if so, what do you think your role in that defense will be?
Honestly, I feel pretty good that it was me on the defensive side of things because it gave me a different perspective, so I can also see where the defensive line is looking at me as an offensive player for the most part. So I think it's a good mixture. I'm probably going to be playing safety most, just watching out for the deep threats. And if I got to hawk somebody down, I might not go for the ball. I might go for the player instead. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Nice on.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you in the game.